Hi everybody, well today I thought I'd show you what my house looks like, and so here we are. Only joking, this isn't my house. This is one of England's stately homes, which you may have seen in programmes like Downton Abbey. Historically, the majority of houses like this one are quite large, and they used to have big staff, maybe hundreds of people. But the income that supported these houses traditionally came from farming. So the majority of these stately homes are surrounded by lots of farmland. Here you can see sheep. They would have had agriculture, crops, as well as things like venison and deer. And historically speaking, the landlord or the owner of these kinds of stately homes would make their money either by selling agricultural produce or renting farmland out to farmers, and then in later years investing the proceeds. Unfortunately, however, well, at least for the landed class, a series of new taxes came into force. For example, death duties, where you had to pay tax on inheritance, land being passed down, and many of the stately families or families of that generation, they couldn't afford the increasing wage bills as well as the increasing tax bills, and so they were forced to start selling parts of their estate off. As soon as you sell part of the estate off, it becomes unsustainable, and that's why very, very few estates exist in private hands today, and the majority, like this one, are hotels. What's interesting in England is that many of these places survived for quite a long time because of the traditional practice of primogeniture, by which the eldest child would inherit the whole estate, so it wouldn't be separated amongst multiple children. That meant that many of these estates could remain intact for quite a long time. You can see all around you are coats of arms that represent the landed families that used to own estates, such as this. Anyway, these days we're not so nostalgic for the eras of stately homes. Downton Abbey and these, they look very romantic, and these places look very beautiful. But we also have to remember that they were built in a society that was extremely divided, where the majority of people had actually pretty tough lives, and they supported a very small sliver of people who lived very well at the top. Today we live in a more egalitarian society, of course, and that means that estates like this aren't valuable. So, as an English person, I look back on these things and I think they're interesting and indeed beautiful places, but I don't think I myself hanker towards the days where those landed families ran all of Britain.